Hey y'all, it's Lucy and Brittany. We're back with another episode of The Juice. As you know, I added Brittany as a co-host last week, and that went phenomenal. We have so much fun in here together.
We really always have just a great time together. So I wish a camera would follow us around all the time, especially when we're drinking. Y'all would really see some behind the scenes talk.
Next time we get together, though, we can do that. Like we'll do little video clips.
You don't remember last time when we went to Facebook Live, how great that turned out?
We just won't go live this time.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll just take some little clips and be able to put them in there so people know.
I like it.
But yeah.
See our real personalities.
For sure, because golly, we're a mess.
It's a struggle.
It is. Poor husbands. Our poor husbands. I say it all the time.
I know.
But okay, so let's just jump right in. You do a lot of the award shows. The most recent one that you did was the CMAs, right?
Yes, CMAs in Nashville, and I've done them a couple times. I've done the CMA Fest, I've done the CMAs, I've done the ACMs. I have the ACMs coming up again in November, and it's always so much fun. Like, we get to go for the Charlotte McCoy remotes, and it's a week-long thing, and it's several days of remotes. And what remotes are pretty much is like we have a little booth set up with so many different radio stations, and it's kind of like a cattle call. All the different artists will come through, and we have to interview everybody. And you get 5 minutes with each artist, and it's Ella Langley, Riley Green, Jelly Roll. We've had some very A-listers, but it's also some people that you're like, who the hell is this coming up? I don't know anything about them. So it's just, you have to stay on your toes at all times. And I love something that we do with our remotes, which we might need to kind of incorporate this, Lucy. We call it burning questions or something.
Oh yeah.
We get some spicier questions that the artists will get in, and they'll ask.
What are some that came up from the last one? Can you think of any?
I was trying to think. I know, Riley Green, one that had come. I know how much you love Riley Green.
Yeah, he'll be in every episode. Look, we just need to start hashtagging. Riley Green, notice us, please.
Right. So the question was what would you be doing if you weren't a country artist? And his was a UPS driver or Amazon driver kind of thing. So some of them are more mild like that. We've had some other, I guess you could say spicier of
what is ever weird talk shit about each other? Oh, okay. Go back to that.
I was saying people have had what's a weird fetish you have, and who was it? It was Low Cash. It wasn't a weird fetish, but I don't remember what the question was per se. But one of the guys from Low Cash, a lady threw up her prosthetic leg on stage, and I want to say he poured a beer in it and chugged it.
Stop it.
Yeah, the prosthetic leg. So
that is not okay on any level ever.
She liked it. I don't. Maybe it was a fetish of hers. I don't know.
Speaking of fetishes, y'all, I'm gonna regret saying this
no,
so
you're
much.
Not.
But we joked about it, and I'm actually considering
Did
it.
we joke about it?
No, we have all in my life joked about it because people have weird things that they love.
They do, like toes.
Right. Yeah, that's it. That's where I'm going with it.
You like toes?
Feet Finder. No, I hate toes. God, I hate them. I hate them. But there's this thing out there called Feet Finder, and do you know how much money people make? Literally, they'll go to TJ Maxx and just grab this rug, take a couple pictures of their toes, grab this rug, take some pictures, and they're making thousands and thousands of dollars.
It is,
and you can be anonymous.
So funny you brought this up.
Yeah.
So I was,
and the weirder your feet, the better it is.
I was at a friend's the other day, and this girl that I know was there, and she was saying, she's like, oh, my Feet Finder, and we're like, what? She has one, and she's like, well, I haven't gotten on it since I created it, and we're like, well, let's pull it up. Let's see how much money you made. And she was like, oh, it was just a joke. But she had pictures legit of just her and her feet. It was funny because she was there with a friend, and she showed one of the pictures. It was her and her friend's feet. And she's like, her friend was like, no, you got to give me royalties. You can't use my feet too. So I had never heard of Feet Finder because even Kendall was like, well, what is it? An OnlyFans? She's like, kind of, but
it's to me, okay, so I don't give a shit. I would never do an OnlyFans. No harm to anyone else.
Oh, by all means,
that's
make
done
your
it,
money.
do your
make
thing.
Your money.
But there is absolutely no way in hell that I would ever do that.
No, I couldn't
but when
do
it comes to feet, I get it that it can be sexualized, and so do you really want someone out there liking your feet for that reason? Maybe not. But at the same time, for the right time, I don't have to communicate with you. I don't have to do anything. It's no different than me posting a picture and my foot just happens to be in it on social media, and they save the picture. Whatever.
I have ugly feet. So
do I.
Yeah.
Y'all, this is okay. Y'all about to learn from me. My toes, on both feet, they separate in the same spot. So I'm literally like aliens or something. And it's just a little separation. But do you understand that people might have a thing
they might
for
like
that? So look, he's over there showing him what
Thomas
my toes
is like,
do.
yeah, they do this.
I'll show you before we leave, okay?
So does Thomas have a fetish about your feet, and that's why he likes you so much?
Absolutely. I hope not. Don't ever talk to me about my feet, because that's not going to go over well.
I have a really
don't
big toe.
A big toe?
I get it from my mom. Yeah, I have a really big toe.
See, exactly. People might be into the big toes.
They might like the big
Look,
toe
you're going home
thing.
and telling Kendall we're starting Feet Finders.
It's
anonymous too. Like, who's going to know? I do have an ankle tattoo, but I mean, at the end of the day,
oh, yeah.
it's not going to be the end of the world. But how did we even get here? Oh yeah, the fetishes with
the prosthetic leg. You're drinking the beer.
God,
but yeah, some
is
of the
so
questions
weird.
like that. I mean, some of them can be a little bit more spicy, or some are a little bit more mild, and it's kind of cringy because sometimes people that you don't want to get the spicy ones, they get them, and you're like, oh man, I wish we didn't have that in there for
Like
you.
a little awkward.
Like Marty Rayburn from Shenandoah or something, for him to grab like a spicy question, like this older man, and I'm like, you're like my grandpa, like.
And then but those are the ones that'll surprise you with some like off the wall dirty stuff.
Yes, because too Marty, I mean, he's been around the block. You know, he's been in the music business a while. He's seen a lot of stuff, so he might have some good answers.
Good night.
I know.
Anyway,
It's
I feel
wild.
like we're gonna get dirty if we keep going to that. Let's go to
Remember the
another
name of the
one.
podcast?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, we might actually name it that. That'll get some attention.
Right.
So it is Mardi Gras season, parade season.
is.
And that's one thing that's super cool is every year that we're in the Denham Parade, we get to go out there and hang out with you.
Yes.
And that was actually a lot of fun. We were invited to be on the special guest float with the Grand Marshal.
Yeah.
And we also got to meet Miss Louisiana.
Cool.
And we were going into it and we were like, oh my God, I can't wait to meet her. I want pictures. Like I'm lining all the girls up to take pictures with him. And it's super cool that people are just as excited to meet him.
Yeah.
Like she was inviting us to her house and, she's like, how cool would that be to have Thomas Cain at my house? I'm like, how cool would it be to be at your house?
Right.
So the parade it's a lot of fun.
I got to say something about that. So this year was fun. Last year was a lot of fun too. It stormed raining, and Thomas was supposed to be playing in the rain.
Dude, I actually had a kidney infection for that one and was supposed to walk alongside it the whole time. That whole year was a mess.
But you embraced it.
I did my best.
Okay, you said a line at that Denham Springs parade last year that I have been using as like my life motto now.
Okay.
So like you've inspired me. You're like, oh, I like to embrace the chaos.
Yeah.
And so I was like, even just like with my everyday life now, between like my shit, Kendall shit, Colt, I have a stepson as well, like embrace the chaos.
What are you going to do? At the end of the day, I mean, these are the cards we were dealt, and this is the life that we want. It is a lot, but I mean, you have to just figure out how to like separate your time, manage your time.
Yeah.
But that I wanted to be an ER nurse growing up.
Really?
Yeah, because I feel like I thrive best. Like, I do get overwhelmed and I do get stressed out, but at the end of the day, I'm not a boring person, and I don't want to just be sitting. I could never go back to an office job 9 to 5.
Yeah, no,
I need just like fires to put out.
I'm a
all the time.
go-go-goer.
Yeah, I'm going to complain about it
for sure.
I'm going to cry and be like, I'm so overwhelmed right now.
Why did I do all this? But yes, I'm the same way. I thrive better and just are so much more productive when I'm go. Like to have like that downtime. I'm like, what do you do? Well, let's schedule this and do this and that. And so no, I'm with you.
Kind of comparable though, like because whenever we work at his mom's bar, we'll still work there on Mondays when we're in town for their steak night. But whenever it's super, super busy, I can keep up with everything and I'm running circles. Like I take care of all the drink orders and it's fine. Yeah. The moment the crowd starts to slow down, I get distracted. Yeah. I'm not good. Like things just don't, like I need that constant, the busyness to keep me going.
Yeah. I love that. Embrace the chaos.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That'll be a good one for this. Embracing the chaos.
You know what I just realized though?
What's that?
Like you have a shit ton of tattoos.
Oh yeah.
Like, I mean, I know I've realized you've had a shit ton of tattoos, but like, I think I've said before, like we're both so similar, we're both so different, but like you have a shit ton of tattoos and I have not a one.
Not a single tattoo?
Not a single tattoo. Like how wild is that?
Is there a reason? Like you've just never had the desire to get one?
Yeah, I've had this desire to get one, but like I've just never bit the bullet, I guess, and did it. And just like, I don't know. It's a commitment issue, maybe. I don't know. Maybe that's
it started out where like I wanted, which was it? This right here. It's like a mashup of just like my life right here. Just
I love it.
I think on one of my social medias, I have a whole video where I'm explaining like every tattoo on my body and what it means.
See, I would love that.
I did a breakdown. And so like this again is just like truly my life. And then I went through like a really hard time, and it's weird, but the sound of a wolf howling was like soothing to me. Yeah. And so that's why I went and got this. It was, you know, like after my in a rough relationship.
Yeah.
So it kind of just grew from there, and then it turned into I could get a paperclip on me now at this point. Like there's no rhyme or reason for any of the tattoos, like just anything.
Yeah.
But I will say that I was getting them like super frequently.
Yeah.
We had rotating appointments nonstop to where it was like every 6 weeks.
Yeah.
And then I think I scared myself out of tattoos, or maybe they hurt more because I'm happier. And that's so funny.
Oh.
She literally told me this. She said, I think when you're dealing with trauma and like life is hard, it's like it's not as bad or something, like because you're I don't even know how to explain that, but the pain was just different.
That is cool.
Now I go in and I'm like a little wimp. She said I put in my work, you know, like this bottom half was 7 hours, the top half was 7.5, and that was at one sitting.
And you sat there that long?
I did.
I love the pop of color on this one. Like that's so cool.
This one underneath here, which they can't see, that's why you'll need to watch the YouTube video. But this one under here, it's supposed to be like a play off of Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
But it's going to be a glitter tattoo.
Cool.
To where like she does like the little white in there and it makes it look glittery.
Yeah.
But after I think I've had 2 sessions on it, and neither one I could go over like an hour and a half.
Well, my brother has one right here, and I think they said it's called like a big boy tattoo because right here is so sensitive.
Oh my God, the most pain ever, like to the point that if she touched me with it again, I was like, I'm probably going to get violent.
Yeah.
It was bad, but yeah, I'm covered in the tattoos. We'll probably not do anything here.
Yeah.
I might get some of those like fake ones and just put them on there so I look like I have completed sleeves. But yeah, I actually am trying to talk myself into doing like a thigh piece.
Really?
To just peekaboo out from underneath the shorts. I want a big Medusa.
I love it.
Yeah.
No, I'm always so jealous of people that have, like, I love a sleeve. I think it's just so sexy and beautiful and whatnot. I can never do it.
It's also kind of like a security blanket thing, too, because I've talked about my insecurities before, and although I'm getting much better with it, whenever people see me, they don't notice the things that I might notice on my face, like my crooked smile or whatever. They're drawn to the tattoos. And, you know.
It's just a conversation piece, too.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So, I love him, and I think
That
you
is so
should get
cool.
one.
Yeah. You know what? Okay.
We should go get you like a fake sleeve. Like just put them on after this one day and let you go home and just record Kendall's reaction.
Me and Lucy would go get tattoos together.
He would thought I was recording a podcast. No.
He'd like, where'd you get the money for all that? Yeah. That would be his literally only question.
I feel like our first 2 episodes brought it in. What you mean?
Really? That's what he would only just be like, well, where'd you get the money? I want to get mine covered up. Like he has some that he wants to get covered up that are pretty bad, but
what most people do, because like your kid is your kid. That's permanent. It's not going anywhere. Start with something that like represents your kid, or like if he has a certain personality, you can Google all of that, and or even go to an artist and she'll take like his whole personality and come up with something that could be abstract or whatever, but it means, you know, him.
So Kendall actually, so he has his oldest son's name on his chest, and he has like this hook right here that he would like to get covered up, and he has actually said that he wants. So our son's name is Colt, and his nickname is Pistol. So we call him Pistol very often. So he wants to get like a pistol right here with Colt's name on it, like to kind of cover up that little hook.
Right.
And so that's what he's going to kind of do, like incorporated like Colt, like you said. The only 2 tattoos that I've actually thought about ever really getting would be, well, one, you know, if my kids, but also I thought maybe something like with my underneath my wedding finger, like something small like that. A
lot of tattoo artists won't even do the fingers these days because you have to get them like touched up so much.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Because I thought about doing something on my finger. I don't know what, like just a little twirly thing down. They say that they don't last, so you constantly have to get it touched up.
Probably why I would like it, because like, you know, like I said, it's the commitment. But and then also my sister and I, my sister also does not have any tattoos. We've thought about getting, obviously we're both married now, our maiden name, like in our mom or dad's handwriting. Like our maiden last name, my maiden name is Ensminger. And so get like my mom's handwriting or my dad's handwriting, like with Ensminger with a heart or something. Like
see,
together.
that means something, and that would get you in there. And then once you get that first one, and even though it's going to be something like this, you're going to feel like such a baddie. Like you're just going to be like moving and pointing with this arm. So you're going to want more, and it's going to, you know.
See, growing up, my dad was so against tattoos. Like mine too. So, like, I think that was us. Like, I don't know. So, but it's not that. Like now, obviously, I'm 33. Like, he's not going to tell me not to go
they're
get it. He does
accepted at
not
this
care. Yeah, he doesn't care at this point. But I don't know. I never bit the bullet to go get it.
That's actually funny, though, because my dad was so totally against tattoos.
Really?
Like, I was 18, I think, when I got my first one, and he gave me absolute hell over it. And then not too long ago, I let Tommy pack my bag for Vegas this past time.
Oh, nice.
And he packed a bunch of clothes that were in my closet that I was scared to wear. One of them was like this Chinese dragon, like bodycon dress.
Yeah.
It looked like,
oh, cool.
Yeah, it looked like a legitimate dress from over there.
I think I might have saw it.
Yeah,
I
it was
remember,
white with like the
did I comment on it? I think
Maybe
I commented
so.
on one and was like, you look awesome.
People lost their minds whenever I wore it, so
Yeah.
I would imagine so. But my dad sent me a message and said, that looks really good with your tattoos.
Aww.
And I'm like, my
Okay,
dad is admitting that? Okay.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
No.
I like that you let Tommy pack your bag for you because...
Well, I was having a
would have no
meltdown
idea.
too because I was like, I have nothing to wear. And he's like, dude, we literally turned an entire bedroom into a closet. You can't fit anything
Right.
else. And you have piles on the ground. You have clothes.
Okay, you know who else does that? So Katie Nada, Taylor Nada. Taylor Nada will pick out outfits for Katie, and she looks amazing in them.
Yeah.
I'm like, so your husband's doing this for you. Katie's husband Taylor's doing this for her. Another musician.
it works, though.
And I'm like, Kendall could never pick out my outfit.
You'd be surprised because like there was another
you
one.
would be surprised.
I would be surprised. No, but like there's things that I don't want to wear in my closet because I'm like, oh, I have a bulge here, I have that
Right.
there.
They don't
but
see all
he
that.
doesn't
Yeah.
see it, and he just sees like the whole outfit together.
Yeah.
So he had me looking like, I called it classy schoolgirl one night with like the plaid skirt, and it was like this little low cut black top. But I mean, I got compliments on
Did you
every
go to Catholic
single. No, did not.
It's from back in the day.
Yeah, but it turned out great, and I got compliments the whole time.
That's awesome.
But the only reason he did that is because I was trying to convince him to drive down the road to my friend's house so I could go through her closet at like midnight.
Oh, God.
And he's like, I am not doing this. We have to
Because
leave.
you wouldn't drive yourself down there because you don't drive.
I'm not going to do it,
That's
especially not in the dark.
Yeah.
But we had to leave in like 4 hours, and he said, there's clothes in this closet. Let's just go sit in there.
Yeah.
I can't do anything by myself cleaning. I just need him to go sit in the room with me while I pick up.
Are you an
But anyway.
overpacker?
Oh my God,
Yeah.
am I? What do you mean?
Too, yeah.
I packed probably 7 pairs of shoes, and I wore the same pair of boots every night.
Yeah. That's the thing. Like, I'm just an overpacker. I'm like,
And you
what
need
if
options.
I pee my pants every single night and I need 20 different pairs of underwear for saying 2 nights? You know what I'm saying? Like,
You just
the amount of underwear I bring, I'm like, what are you
It's funny
doing?
that you say that though, and I'm exposing myself, but I have literally
Peed yourself?
peed myself. I have.
Was tequila involved or?
Yeah, but there was also another human involved too.
Okay.
Because I'll get there.
Is that a fetish of yours, the peeing?
Lord, no, it is not.
Okay.
But for anyone listening, listen to this story. No, she was very excited that I was there. It was at one of his shows.
Yeah.
And she picked me up and spun me around.
God.
And I had light colored jeans on.
Yeah.
And she squeezed me.
Oh, no.
And you know what? We've had kids, whatever. I already have a
Right.
little bit of a weak bladder.
Yes.
Peed.
Yeah.
No extra clothes to change into, no flannel to tie around me.
Oh, man.
So then I took a drink and kind of like spilled
Yeah.
it a little more, and I was like, I got a drink spilled on me.
What a great idea.
Yeah.
I would have never thought of that.
Yeah.
What a
So
great idea.
That was absolutely awful to pee on myself at one of his
Ignore
shows.
the smell. It's just the drink.
The tequila covers it.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Oh my gosh, that's so
Yeah,
wild.
that was awkward. But anyway, so I actually want to talk about something that I recently discovered.
Okay.
Tommy is not mad about it.
Oh, okay.
And it's called, it's either like smut talk or spicy book talk, but it's a whole side of TikTok that I don't even know how I ended up there, but it's like really spicy books. Do you read a lot or?
No. I know that sounds so awful, but like, no, I don't read a lot. But what do you mean by that? Is it people reading the books? Like, what is the TikTok?
So the TikToks are just like telling you from like level 1 to 10, how spicy is it going to be? Or like they'll give you this little, this is going to have to be, if I get into detail, a whole different episode, and maybe we can do that as like a special release. Yeah. But I have to be careful with this one. Okay. They'll give you like little clippets from the book or read it, or like some of the girls will have the audio book playing, and they'll change it to their husband's headphones while they're working or doing whatever.
Yeah.
And I don't listen to the audio book because sometimes I think like the voice of it is like super cringy for me. Like, don't do that. Yeah. I'd rather read it and create it in my mind what it's going to be. But yeah, when I tell you
spicy
description. So like, we were joking about like that little road beer thing earlier. They don't just say so-and-so did this. It is like in-depth detail to where you feel like you're watching it. Yeah. So I'm starting out with one that they say is like a level 2.
Oh,
and golly.
What's the levels? Like 1 to 5, 1 to 10?
Honestly, depending on how dark you want to get with it, because that's what it's called, it's like a dark romance.
Okay.
Some of them that I've heard about, I don't think I could, just because it's like, what? Yeah. How are you even considering reading something like that?
Yeah.
But it'll have like vampires and werewolves or creepy things. But like one of them, for example, this guy was stalking this girl, and she ended up, that's the one I'm on right now. Mm-hmm. He ended up, let me start over. Let me just get back to the beginning of that. She had this thing where she had a fetish for masks.
Okay.
Why are we on these fetishes today?
I don't know.
But anyway, so she had a fetish for someone wearing a mask and just doing like thirst traps.
Yeah.
So she followed this guy forever. Well, she kept commenting on his post and saying, I want to meet you, or this is my fantasy. So he ends up actually finding out who she is, and he knows her, but his identity is hidden. Oh. So he goes and breaks into her house, puts a camera in there, and he's watching her. Uh-huh. Well, they end up meeting up one day and hooking up, and after the fact, his obsession with her becomes so strong that she brings another guy over to her house. Uh-huh. And he had told her, like, no one but me can touch you. Like, I'm the only person to put my hands on you. And another person touched her. Yeah. So the next day she wakes up with a package outside her door, and he cut the guy's hands off.
Oh, gosh.
So that's where like the darkness comes in, but it's like erotica, but also like dark and creepy and weird. I don't know if I could do too much of the dark, creepy, and weird mixed with that, because it's like, here you have me reading all of this, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then you move on, and it's like body parts being delivered to you.
So I guess like a 50 Shades of Grey is the most like obviously common one that I could think of.
50 like you could probably read 50 Shades of Grey to a kid.
Yeah.
Compared to this.
I was like, I would not.
Compared to this.
Not my child.
No, I mean, I'm obviously joking, but that's how watered down 50 Shades is compared to some of these things. Mm-hmm. And I mean, like I said, Tommy doesn't mind. He doesn't mind at all.
I'm sure.
Yeah, and I tell him about it every now and then, and just the look on his face. Or like last night, we're laying in bed, and he's like, "What you doing?" I said, "Reading," and he just smirks at me because he already knows.
He already knows.
But kind of weird to go from that to this, but I know that we were talking about a book earlier, so let's just change the mood, because we cannot mix those two moods.
Well, I did say, like, obviously I am not a huge reader and whatnot, but I have a friend's book that is coming out. Miss Karen McCord is my sister-in-law's mom. So Carly McCord, as y'all may know, was my sister-in-law, and she passed away in the plane crash of, was it 2019 in Lafayette, on the way to the Peach Bowl, I believe it was. The Peach Bowl, in Atlanta. And she wrote a book about it, and not just, about that situation, but the grief that she had to deal with after. And I mean, I can't imagine, like, losing a child. Like,
oh, yeah. That's gotta be the worst.
But she read a book, Only Rainbows by Karen McCord, and this is not her first book she's written, so she's a seasoned veteran. And I mean, just Miss Karen, the way that she has dealt with this grief after, I don't know how she does it. Like,
I would love to actually read that book, because, of course, I've never lost a child. I've lost family members, but I lost a best friend. And although, years have passed, you never really get past it, but also just seeing how people cope with different things. Yeah. And actually, that might be a book that I can recommend to his mom, because, as a mom going through that, like, you never really get over it.
Oh, my gosh. There's no way. I mean, it's so funny. She had her book release, her book launch earlier this week, and I wasn't able to go to it because we were out of town. But I saw a video about it, and what she said is that she went to grief counseling, and she said that it really helped her out. And it was the thing that, like, the way that she kind of got through it was the woman was like, well, what day would you have done different? And she's like, well, you know what day? That day that Carly died. And like, well, what would you have done different? And she said, she's like, I would have, it's so hard. She's like, I would have slashed the tire. She said, I would have hung on the airplane wings or whatever. She was like, well, do you think if God could have done something that day, he would have changed, if he would have done something? She was like, well, no, like, you know, God planned this. And she was like, well, so you wanted to be God? And she was like, well, no. And so she like kind of,
helps you get through it,
there's
understand
a reason
and cope through it,
why it happened. And it was, I don't know, it was so cool the way she worded everything. And so I'm really excited to read her book. It's out now, and so you can get it on Amazon and all these other places. And so I'm excited to get it in. I know. Y'all, I mean, it's so cool just to hear Miss Karen talk after the situation, to still be so positive and hopeful. I mean, she's an amazing woman.
And it's also someone that you were obviously so very close to. So that's like, that's meaningful to you.
Well, not only was Carly my sister-in-law, but we worked together. Like, she worked at Guarantee Media with me. She was on 100.7 The Tiger. She did on air like I do.
Wasn't she in one of Chase Tyler's music videos? Yeah. Like, her and Lindsay were best friends?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah.
I think that's the only time I've ever actually seen her was in that music video. So the girl was gorgeous.
Oh, she is gorgeous.
Absolutely gorgeous.
Chase was a groomsman for my brother, and then Lindsay was a bridesmaid for Carly. So they were all very close. So yeah, the book's out, and I'm really excited to read it. It'll be one that I'll read.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And then look, after that one, maybe I'll just like see if you want to sneak in, read a couple pages of the other one, and see if I can get you into reading some books.
Right.
Kendall's gonna be like, hey, what else they got?
Yeah. I'm going to come home with sleeve tattoos and smut books.
No, he might actually tell you can't be friends with me anymore. 2 episodes in, and who are you, Brittany?
Yeah.
No. Hey, it keeps it fun. Keeps it spicy
really
and exciting.
It really does.
But yeah, so I don't know. Everything happens for a reason. And like you were saying that with her, like would you have changed anything? And
for sure. But
every single thing that happens in your life puts you on the path to where I think like where you need to be or where you're supposed to be going. I feel like you have different options. It's like speaking of books, like the Choose Your Own Ending book, to where you can like flip to this page, but at the end of the day, the outcome is always going to be the same. It's just like the decisions that you make along the way.
Do you believe in like the butterfly effect? Okay, so for those of you that don't know, the butterfly effect kind of is a situation that if you kind of could go back in time, if something were to change, like anything little, such as a
tiniest
butterfly landing on a different leaf or whatever it may be, changes the entire outcome, the whole situation of your life, which I completely agree, because we were talking about earlier a little bit, if I would have made a different choice in my life back in that, like I would have maybe never met Kendall. I maybe would have never been here. I maybe never even been in radio. Like, so, I mean, it's so wild, the butterfly effect. I really think it's crazy.
Exactly like it's supposed to. I mean, I was going through one of the worst, and I've told this story a million times, but I was going through one of the worst days of what I felt was my life at that moment, and ended up at a house party, like just a disaster. And that was the night that I met him. And that is when my life just like completely changed.
You got to go through those moments.
Yeah, I got out of finance. I moved on to, I said it last time, I used to be a financial advisor and doing all of these things, and then I meet him and it's like covered in tattoos and nose piercings and all that. So life really did change, but I don't think that I would ever go back, even though there's things that I probably regret the outcome of it at that moment. I don't think there's a single thing in my life that I would say I could go back and change, because it would not, like, we wouldn't be sitting here right now.
See, I disagree. Like, when people, yes. So when people always say, "Oh, I wouldn't change a thing," there's so many damn things I'd change. I mean, mind you,
even
I love
if it
my
changed
life now,
the outcome of it, like,
what if it changed it for the better? You don't know. That's the thing about it. You don't know.
True,
like, it could change it. Like, as long as I would end up with Kendall and with my son Colt, like, those are the main things that matter for me. Anything else, like, whatever. If you can guarantee that, absolutely. But I don't want to look too far into it, because you never know. Because I could go back and change one thing, and I could be a millionaire right now, still with my husband, still with my child.
Exactly.
And so, but it could be for the group. There you look.
It could turn out better. It can always be better.
It could be worse. But I've made some questionable decisions in my life, so I'm just saying I would have not done that.
I feel like they kind of make me. So this is the thing that I guess we disagree on for the first time is I feel like everything that I've done and like even the bad stuff and the things that people still talk about, it made me who I am.
Yeah.
It made me exactly the person that I am. And maybe because I went so long, and this is kind of deep, I went so long hating myself and not being happy with who I was as a person and being just like just insecure and sheltered and like feeling like I kept myself in this little bubble.
Yeah.
Now that I'm finally getting out to being who I truly am and being happy with that, I'm 100% content. Well, like you can't tell me anything that I've done bad that I won't own up to.
Yeah.
I'm a very honest person when it comes to that. Like I said, too honest at times.
Yeah.
But I'm in a really, really good place right now.
That's awesome.
A very good place.
Yeah.
Probably the best place that I've been in, if not my whole life, at least like the last 10 years.
Yeah.
Like
maybe it's my struggle right now. Not that I don't have an issue with myself. I love myself, but like I just always like, oh, I could have been so much better. I could have done
right,
so much
and
better.
that could be it. You're just being hard on yourself with like
100%.
And they say that that's someone who's going to achieve greatness is because even though you're sitting right now and you're stressed out about what you're dealing with at the moment and like you feel like you're not doing well enough, it's because you already know, and that's part of that manifesting and like the timeline jumping and all is you already know what is there for you, and they say that that's why you keep getting these like flashes to where you want to work towards it because that's where you're supposed to end up. Like
what are
in
you
another
manifesting
time
right now?
So it actually changed a little bit from last year. Last year we manifested like in the beginning of last year, we did the whole thing where you write down everything that you want to happen for the year, whether it be a new song or whatever, and every single thing.
How broad
came
do y'all
true.
do it?
Down to detail, like every single detail. Okay. Yeah. Like basically like you're living in that time already. And only one thing last year didn't happen, but now looking back at it and knowing what we went through with just a management company, and it wasn't all bad by no means. I mean, there were so many amazing things, but at the end of the day, we realized that we wanted to kind of be back holding the reins of things. If that other one thing would have happened, it could have been beneficial, but also it could have changed everything so drastically that I don't know that I want that to be the main goal anymore. Like the ultimate goal is obviously for us to be successful in the music industry and for, you know, us to stay happy and married and all of those things, our kids to be great and healthy. But at the end of the day, there's multiple ways that you can achieve it. And I think I was so dead set on that being the only way that we would reach that end result. And like I said earlier, there's so many ways that you can get there. I just had to restructure in my mind, take a step back and be like this, you know, even though that didn't happen, it's not the end. Like we're still pushing forward, meeting people, and we'll get there when we're supposed to.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
I didn't realize, I mean, that's something so cool that y'all sat down and wrote down all these goals and manifested those goals.
And there's a ton of things you can do. Like I'll send it to you. I sent it to Lindsay after our last podcast. And there's things that you sound crazy talking about it, but it's true. Like it's real. Like it's the color theory for the car. If you're always looking for a red car, you're going to see the red cars. Or how did it actually go? Yeah, if you don't own a red car, you're probably never going to see a red car. But the moment you buy a red car, you're going to start noticing them all over the place.
That's true.
So like if you wake up and you think that today's going to be a good day and I'm going to look for all of the little glimmers in my day, the positive things, that's what you're going to see more of. But if you wake up and you're like just dwelling on, well, you know, my shoe's too tight on my foot today, then everything's going to bother you.
That's so funny you say that because there are some days, and this probably sounds so, y'all don't think I am just the gloomiest person. I'm really
no,
not.
You're not.
But like there's some days that I'm like, I'm just gonna have a bad day today. Like I just need a bad day. I just need to. And like you said, like on the outside I look calm, cool, collected, but like on the inside, like my sock is slipping down in my shoe right now. It's driving me crazy, like, and it's just. Yeah.
Sensory. Your clothes are touching you too much. Like my hair is too much on my face. I think that might be a girl thing too.
It might be a girl thing.
Yeah, it's got to be. Because I woke up this morning and I told him, I said, some days I wake up and I just feel overwhelmed, like the whole world is on my shoulders. And every task, like I just stared at my makeup today. And I was like, that feels like the end of the world trying to put my makeup on. But whatever, you get through it.
Every day. Well, I just get so mad too because I feel like, this sounds so stupid. But okay. So like with Kendall, I'm like, Well, you don't got to get your hair done, and you don't got to do your makeup, and you don't have to get your nails done, and you don't have to get your eyebrows waxed, and you don't have to do all. And
there's so much upkeep to just look like a normal person in society, and that's a whole nother thing. Look, we'll actually go into a whole episode of that next time, I think.
Okay.
Because there's so many there's so many things that women, especially in this industry, feel the pressure. Also being the wife of someone in the spotlight.
Yes.
You having the spotlight of your own.
I always tell Kendall, but Kendall, I want to be the hot wife. Like, I want to go get my
You
hair
are the
done.
hot wife. What do you mean?
But it's funny that you circle back to that. You said that, like, y'all went to the Denham Springs parade and you were on the float with Miss Louisiana and stuff like that. I'm like, for me, it's just like, oh, shit, now I'm going to go see Miss Louisiana stand next to this beautiful woman. Like, and I look like this frumpy lady. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so many just
We're too hard on ourselves.
We
really
are so hard, but it is a lot of pressure, I guess you could say. Like, I want to be the hot wife. I want to be the hot whatever.
Well, now look, good news. We have therapy sessions.
Yeah.
We're going to work all of this stuff out now.
We are.
So, actually, I think that's it. Is there anything else that you wanted to cover today?
No, I think we're going to have to save the rest for the next one.
Yeah. Any more fetishes come out, we're going to be in a bind here. We're going to have to restructure this podcast.
Go read some of those, what are they called? Smush books?
Smut. Or like smush.
You can see my confusion.
Smushing.
Yeah.
Well, this has actually been a lot of fun. I'm sure y'all learned a lot about us, a little bit more about me that you probably didn't want to know. Right. But anyway, we had fun. Our social media links are going to be below in the link tree. I hope that you enjoyed it. And if you did not my problem.
What's wrong with a little bit of crazy?